So then when we move on to the investing activities, then again, we have to decide which things we do as investments as opposed to financing. So financing will be how we finance our business, right? Not things we do as investments like acquire real estate, acquire equipment, that type of thing. So we really have to differentiate in our minds what we do for financing. How do we bring money into our company? And there are basically a couple of different kinds of ways. We either pay notes or we issue common stock. So those kinds, so activities around that type of thing, including paying dividends, is part of the financing area. So other things will be when we acquire a fixed asset, for example, right? So we acquired a fixed asset of $97,400. Now it's a cash out, so I'm going to indicate that with a minus sign. And then I sold, so I have proceeds when I sold some fixed assets, right? So that will be a positive. And then I'll just, kind of net those out and I'll come up with a minus 73,400. Okay, so let's see how well I did there. All right, and then the last part is really determining how I finance my business. For example, I may make a payment on a note that I have outstanding. Why would I have created a note? That's like a loan. So that would have been something that I would have done to finance my business. I may have paid off dividends, right? I may have issued a note payable, and then meaning that I would have taken out a note from the bank or a loan from the bank, in which case they would have given me money. So those are going to be proceeds that are coming in. And another thing is if I issue common stock. So those would all be things that I use to finance my company. The inflows will be when I increase my notes payable, meaning when I take out a new loan, the bank will pay me money. When I pay off a note, that would be cash going out. So that's when you're going to know how to issue, how to put things on your statement of cash flow. So I'm just going to do mine really quick so that you can see how this looks. Oops, what happened to the second thing? So when I paid dividends, paid my dividends, here I go, paid my dividends of $47,400. And then when I have proceeds, obviously that wouldn't be a negative, that'll be a positive. So in other words, I acquired funds from the bank, and then I issued more common stock. So then the net of that, by the time I minus and subtract everything, I'm still a little bit behind here. So let's see how I did here. All right. And then my final will be what's the cash coming in, right? If it is in fact positive, plus, that's the number I'm looking for, the net cash coming in from my operating activities, right? But then I have a minus situation here for investing activities, which isn't necessarily bad. Investing in equipment is not necessarily bad if it's going to pay off in the long run. However, I did wind up spending more than I made, and here I paid off more than I borrowed, so that's a negative. But still, at the end of the day, my total is going to be a positive that I've of cash that I've brought in. Now my cash balance at the beginning of 2017 was $39,300. Then I'm going to add the $20,900 that I brought in from here, and that's going to leave me with an ending balance of $60,000. If I check my answer, yeah, very nice. Okay, there you have it.